Police say a party at an eastern Kentucky home went too far. Now 2 school employees face charges after what police say they found at that party.
We traveled this road every day. He traveled it to and from work.
Family members of a fallen Richmond police officer took part in a special tribute for him today.
It's become more common in recent years, but just how safe are breast milk donations offered online?
This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening to you. A Facebook video of a birthday party got the attention of police. Investigators say it showed teenagers drinking.
And before long, police had arrested 3 people, including 2 Magoffin County school employees. They've been charged with unlawful transaction with a minor. Investigators also say that 2 of the teenagers had to go to the hospital. Centrepointe has the latest on the case in our top story at 6.
This party was discovered because of a video posted to Facebook. Police say when they arrived, they found 5 teens under the influence of alcohol, and 2 of them had to go to the emergency room. Magoffin County Superintendent Stanley Holbrook says he was notified this morning of the arrests.
2 personnel arrested last night for partying with some children.
Kentucky State Police say Darrell Peters, a teacher at the tech center, and Wendell King, who worked in maintenance, were both arrested early this morning at King's home. A 3rd person, Leah Van Hoos, was also arrested. Police say all 3 were at the home while juveniles were drinking. They were notified to a video posted on Facebook wishing King a happy birthday. They say that video appeared to show underage drinking, and when they went to King's home, they could hear teenage girls telling others to hide items because the police were outside.
It just kills my heart to know that something like this could happen.
Police say 5 juveniles between the ages of 14 and 19 were under the influence of alcohol, and 2 of them had to be taken to the emergency room. The teens were released to their parents, and the Department of Social Services was contacted. Holbrook says because of the arrests, both King and Peters will be terminated for conduct unbecoming an employee.
These people don't care about our students. I care about students, and 99% of the faculty here cares about the students. But there's always some.
All 3 of the arrested adults refused our request for an interview. In Magoffin County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
There is a meeting tonight of the Magoffin County School Board. Holbrook says that's where the board will take the steps to terminate the contracts of Peters and King.
A newly released report is giving us some new details on what caused a boat to capsize during a recovery operation along the Kentucky River. It happened after firefighters had found the body of a hiker who had fallen to her death at Raven Run in Lexington. Monique Blair has the latest.
The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife's report says the Lexington rescue boat capsized after it was making a recovery because it was too heavy. And now the fire department says it is making changes to ensure something like that doesn't happen again. On March 19th, emergency crews were called to Raven Run for reports of a fallen hiker. After getting on scene, crews determined the hiker, 22-year-old Katie Stewart, died from the fall. The Lexington Fire Department crews decided the safest way to recover her body was by rescue boat. 2 boats were sent out, each holding 4 people. After the victim's body was recovered, it was put on one of the boats, and 2 people who helped recover her body also got on that boat. The boat was then holding 7 people. According to the report, the maximum capacity of the boat is 6 people or 800 pounds. So with 7 people and equipment, the boat was well over capacity. Once it capsized, all the firefighters were able to swim to safety, and divers retrieved the victim's body. Assistant Fire Chief Harold Hoskins says although valuable lessons were learned from this incident, his crews involved will not be punished.
Did I go chastise them or have it? No, absolutely not. They made a judgment on the side of the riverbank. They know the results. They're smart people. They're professional people.
Assistant Chief Harold Hoskins says the fire department is in the process of making several changes to notification, equipment, and safety procedures. In Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
In a separate report just a few weeks ago, Lexington's Division of Risk Management recommended the city's Parks Department use a radio system to communicate instead of cell phones.
6 months ago, a Richmond police officer gave his life while protecting his community. And today, that community honored him with a permanent tribute. This afternoon, a road through Richmond was renamed for Officer Daniel Ellis. As Garrett Weimer tells us, the officer's family was on hand for the ceremony.
outside the police station now bearing his name. It was a ceremony sometimes happy, sometimes emotional, but all to honor Officer Daniel Ellis.
You know, I'm thankful, I'm honored, I'm honored to be his wife. I've always been proud of him, and the legacy that he's left for us is one that will keep him living on.
Katie Ellis and other members of her late husband's family joined city and state officials unveiling the sign for the Officer Daniel Ellis Memorial Highway. Katie says it'll be special for her and their young son Luke every time they drive by for years to come.
I think it'll be hard every time, but at the same time we have so many wonderful memories that, make me smile, that it'll be hard. It'll be bittersweet.
During the ceremony, Katie Ellis spoke about how the road now named for her husband played such a central role in their daily lives together, from the start of their relationship to the folks lining it the day of his funeral.
It's our story, and I'm proud of it, and I'd love to share it with everyone. So I just kind of take a deep breath, and I'm able to speak because I want everyone to remember what a wonderful man Daniel was.
They now get to share that story with every car that passes on the highway bearing her husband's name. In Richmond, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Very, very special. The General Assembly approved a resolution during its regular session to name the highway after Officer Ellis.
Managers of a Lexington club say they are being unfairly targeted. Last week, we told you that a Lexington strip club's liquor license had been revoked after a string of shootings there.
Lexington police pushed for that move, saying that violence has become a big problem there. But today, the club's attorney says investigators went too far. Kristen Kennedy has an update, new at 6.
Tucker Richardson says for almost 40 years, his clients, the owners of strip club Camelot East, have been good neighbors.
They're an institution in Lexington, and now they want to shut us down because of this concern, and it is a concern, but it's society's concern.
Society's concern, he argues, is a spike in shootings. One was February 8th outside Camelot East.
They can't even show that the people involved in this shooting were patrons of our club.
Another in the parking lot February 19th led to the death of a 23-year-old father.
We know that they didn't have a gun in the club because we warned everybody. We don't allow guns in our club. So even though it's not mandated by the ABC, we took it upon ourselves to warn everybody.
Richardson says they've changed policies in recent years, checking everyone for guns, not allowing anyone less than 25 inside. He thinks Lexington's alcoholic beverage control is going too far, pulling their liquor license because of the recent violence.
I guess now the ABC wants us to go out there and search every car that pulls into our parking lot.
He plans to file an appeal in Lexington. Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Richardson will meet with the State Alcoholic Beverage Commission in July.
There is a growing trend online where women are donating their breast milk for free. Many times it's to complete strangers. There are thousands of people doing it in Kentucky, but is it safe? WKYT's Miranda Combs has more.
He looks like my husband.
She grins when she talks about him. How could she not? Mason is her first.
My husband is obsessed with him.
He was born at 29 weeks. His early birth was tough, and so is this. Having to see her son depend on machines for comfort. Not at all how she pictured his start.
No. No, it's not.
And she didn't see herself breastfeeding. It wasn't a part of the plan, but because he was premature, she was told she should.
So whenever they're little, they really need it.
She is able to provide Mason with her own milk. If she couldn't, here's the backup.
It's cultured and it's frozen, and then it comes to us.
How often would you say you have to order from the milk bank?
Pretty much weekly.
Wow.
Sharon Willem has walked the halls of Kentucky Children's Hospital neonatal ICU for 40 years as a lactation nurse. Throughout those decades,
everyone had the same message to give these mothers, and that's that mother's milk is medicine for your baby.
So when mom can't give her breast milk in the NICU, Willem offers donor milk. This milk comes from a milk bank out of Indiana, where it's pasteurized and frozen. UK pays $4.50 an ounce for breast milk ordered from the milk bank, the same a mother would pay if she were purchasing the milk.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
They're very expensive and they're limited.
So another option has surfaced on social media. Human Milk for Human Babies is an online network of moms that share breast milk for free.
That's something we don't do. We don't sell. It's, by donation only.
The concept is growing online, informal milk sharing. Hashtags like In Search of Milk, Willing to Travel, and Gold for Grabs line their Facebook wall.
If you're going to donate your milk, it's a gift. And you're more than likely going to be doing the best for your body that you can.
It's a trust between mothers, Victoria Gensheimer says. She's been running Kentucky's Human Milk for Human Babies site since 2010. She says strangers sharing milk hasn't been a problem. Willem says it's a big problem.
You would not walk up to an absolute stranger on the street and say, give me a unit of blood. Breast milk is basically a live culture.
It's unethical to even mention that it could be compared to like a vial of blood or anything.
Because Gensheimer says there are no studies showing that milk sharing is dangerous.
You can even request to do a lab if you want to. A lot of mothers do that.
Willem says it's not just dangerous, it's exclusive.
Your breast milk is so specific to your baby and your baby's needs that if your body encounters a bacteria in the morning that your body doesn't recognize, by that afternoon, you have properties in your milk to protect your baby. That's how specific it is.
She says HIV, hepatitis B and C, just to name a few, will live in the milk.
When we think of it in that way, why would I walk up to a total stranger and say, I'll take your breast milk?
Mothers are instinctual. I think that we are capable of making these decisions with the right information.
Mason's mom is doing the best she can to give him the best start, just like any mother whose goal is a healthy baby.
The administrator of the milk sharing site did say they welcome studies done on the safety of sharing the milk. She said another issue with the banks is there aren't many of them, less than 20 in the country. The closest one to us is actually in Indianapolis. That's where UK gets their supply.
When you're talking, Miranda, about this milk sharing site in Kentucky, have there been any problems thus far?
She said just once since 2010 they had a woman who was trying to sell the milk, but the other mothers circled in on her very fast and shut her down. So it really is, they have each other's back, it seems like.
Well, it seems like it could be something very vital for a lot of moms.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, Miranda. The developer of the long-awaited Centrepointe project in downtown Lexington says you'll be soon noticing more progress on the underground parking garage.
Dudley Webb told us today the first order of rebar has arrived. He says in the next few days, crews will finish waterproofing the concrete walls, and they expect to go vertical on the building, on building the garage next week. Webb says the garage should be finished by the end of the year. He also says an office tower and 2 hotels will be built.
Now.